And today is part two of Stories from the Streets. And this is just a series that I'm doing just to tell you some of the stories that have happened on the streets uh, all across America and different places. And today's story takes place at South Padre Island, which we're going to go to South Padre Island here in just a few days and preach to the college kids again. We do this every year. One year, um, we were standing out on the beach with a cross. We generally can't take the big banners because the wind blows too hard. And we're out there preaching, and I'm standing out away from the group a little bit, and I'm handing out gospel tracts. And this young woman walks up to me, and she's got a beer in her hand. And as soon as she sees us street preachers, she walks up to me and starts crying. And mind you, I haven't really said anything to her at this point. I just tried to hand her a tract. And just seeing us out on the beach was enough to trigger her and her conviction. And what she told me was this. She said, today I was supposed to meet at this exact time, right here out on this beach with this beer with my two best friends. And they go to different colleges here in Texas. But unfortunately, last night, they were both killed in a head on car crash on their way here by what they think was a drunk driver who left their side of the road and hit them head on and killed them. And so here I am at this beach today, supposed to meet my two best friends, and they're both dead. And I don't even know why I'm here. I don't know why I have this beer. I don't know why I'm here. I should not be here right now. My two friends died and they both went to hell. I know they went to hell because neither one of them were Christians. And I have been a Christian, and I've I've gone back against my faith, and I started drinking again and partying again, and I made friends with these girls and they became my friends, and now they're dead and they're probably in hell, and I don't want to go with them. And she just started crying, and she threw down her beer and gave her life to Christ right on the spot. And I didn't even really have to preach to her. Obviously, there was just so much conviction based on what had happened that she was immediately convicted when she saw us. It's like when you're driving down the highway and you see a highway patrol car on the side of the road, what's the first thing you do? You check your speed, right? You look at your speedometer to make sure you're not breaking the law. That little bit of conviction makes you check yourself. Well, she checked herself. And because her friends died, this prompted her to give her life back to Christ immediately. This is what we call on the streets divine appointments. These are arrangements that God makes for them to be there at a certain place at a certain time. And then he calls his servants to come and be there at a certain place and a certain time. And just like that car crash, those two cars had to be at the exact same place at the exact same time for there to be a very bad result. But with a divine appointment, two people, the sinner and the saint, have to be at the same place at the same time, and they have a divine collision. But this time it resulted in something good. It resulted in a young lady giving her life back to Christ when she had wandered away. So, if you as a Christian will be that divine appointment, sometimes, you know, God does all the work. All you got to do is just show up. God bless you all. You have a good day.